Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gonzii and today we're going to be reacting to a new casual geographic video called How One Animal Glitched the System. Let's go.
Sponsored by absolutely no one.
Nobody gave my boy the bag, man. Come on. A tapir, bro.
Okay, so quick question and then we'll get right into it.
All
what
right.
do a hyena, a bat, and a giant anteater all have in common? And no, it's not just that they're all mammals. It's that not only do all three have the ability to swim, they're pretty good at it. Giant anteaters are waterproof feather dusters that have been seen crossing rivers. Hyenas have been seen holding their breath and diving to feed on carcasses decomposing at the bottom of watering holes, and I cannot believe that it's a factual sentence. Even bats are able to Phelps their way across small bodies of water.
Never seen a bat swim.
Free just wasn't enough. But the truth is, this really shouldn't be surprising, because almost any mammal you can think of can probably swim and swim well. Pigs, yeah, they can swim.
They can.
Horses, indubitably so. What about moose? They'll easily dive 20 feet to feed on aquatic plants and will even swim through inlets or between islands as they go grocery shopping, which can ironically get them put on Big Willie's meal prep. Even sloths have no issue in the water. In fact, they move 3 times faster in water than they do on land.
Wow.
Which I guess isn't really saying that much because any number that close to 0 times 3 still isn't that impressive.
They
But
move
because
so
sloths
slow,
can slow
right?
their heart rate, this moss blanket can actually hold its breath longer than dolphins, being able to go for 30 minutes without air. A party trick they probably got from their long-lost aquatic cousins, whose contracts got terminated about 4 million years ago.
Yep.
But realistically, it shouldn't be a shock that this many animals can swim. More than 70% of the world is water. And life is already too hard for you to get folded by a liquid, which is why most, if not all, mammals have a special feature known as a mammalian diving reflex. It's a built-in feature that lets you maximize your time underwater by prioritizing oxygen to the heart and the brain. And one of the ways the body does this is by lowering the heart rate as well as constricting blood vessels in the extremities, the arms, legs, hands, and feet. MDR is like a pre-downloaded app that every person's born with, and it's often triggered by submerging the face in water. You can even trigger it in the shower. If you're one of those people that takes cold showers, first of all, let me tell you, you're not impressing anybody. Turn out the heat and enjoy life. Stop punishing yourself. But once the cold water of the shower hits your face, your heart rate will slow down and oxygen will start getting funneled to the most important parts of the body. You might even find yourself instinctively taking deeper breaths even though you're not underwater. But seriously, abolish cold showers. I used to be one of y'all and I can tell you're not better than anyone. This mammalian diving reflex is why this may look like an extremely unethically late-term abortion, but it's actually a great way to teach your baby how to swim and how to not become a news article should they ever fall into water unsupervised.
It is.
Except I think it only works with babies. Someone tried it with 8th grade me and my soul nearly filed for divorce. Of course, there are limits to what we can do underwater. Have you ever wondered why you've never seen someone try diving with a 30-foot snorkel? It's because even at only a couple feet deep, the water pressure is so strong that your lungs wouldn't be able to expand enough to take in air from the surface, which would basically mean drowning yourself with extra steps. Unless you're an elephant. Because not only do elephants flex a 7-foot flesh snorkel, they also have a bunch of connective tissue in their chest that protects their lungs from the surrounding water pressure.
Wow.
It also helps that elephants are the only mammals without a pleural space. So when it comes to snorkeling, water pressure is irrelevant if you're an elephant. And it also means not only can elephants swim, they can do so for hours and cover several miles. In fact, when a circus ship sunk off the east coast of the United States, one of the few animals to not get written out the census was an elephant.
None of this.
And the heaviest thing on a planet with legs is more than capable of doggy paddling for hours, especially when motivated by food. Which is why once every few years, a video go viral of people running into an elephant in the ocean where they honestly have no business, making it one of the weirdest things you could possibly ever see at sea. I say one of because a 7-foot sand donkey with a backpack that definitely.
This I knew because
camels
he talked about it in another video.
Which means 2 things. One is that the first person to ever see this 100% put his therapist on Forbes. Number 2 is that there's at least one shark in the world that knows that camels exist, and that's a crossover that I don't think a lot of people are ready for. There's a subspecies of the one-humped dromedaries called Karai camels, and they've allegedly crossed stretches of sea up to 6 miles long.
Wow.
And since fat floats and a camel's hump is full of fat, not water, I don't know where that started. Camels basically have a built-in life jacket that helps keep them afloat, which is how these ships of the desert can swim over to islands where they can graze on mangroves. Now that I'm thinking about it, camels might be god tier. The point is that most mammals are able to swim with very few exceptions. That doesn't include lions, by the way. I just think this video's funny.
Yeah.
Technically, giraffes can swim, they're just not very good at it. And there have been documented cases of giraffes getting too confident and drowning. Then again, when you can make eye contact with the 3rd floor, asking to swim on top of that is just being greedy. And
why
while
would you
Asian rhinos
swim?
are pretty strong swimmers, their African cousins struggle and can find themselves in trouble if the water gets too deep. Great apes also can't naturally swim, and since they have relatively low body fat, they'd sink in deep waters almost instantly. That doesn't mean monkeys can't. In fact, the whole reason Florida now has a herpes monkey problem is because in the 1930s, monkeys were brought to an island in a state park. only for those monkeys to immediately swim to the mainland and start multiplying without a calculator.
Yep.
Some more
Florida, bro, it's different.
So
bro.
yeah, the list of mammals that can swim is short, and those that can't usually avoid deep water for obvious reasons.
Yep.
Except bulldogs. They seem to have a death wish that neither science or logic is able to comprehend. But there is one mammal that was able to finesse the entire system. Because hippos can't actually swim, and like the more you look
they
at it,
walk in the water.
It is. Hippos are actually the closest relatives of whales and dolphins.
They are.
They share a common ancestor from about 55 million years ago. They're cousins with animals that swim full time, but somehow they got a pass. Not to mention the land whale's full government name, the hippopotamus, is actually based on a Greek word that translates to river horse. River, as in water.
Yep.
Hippos spend 16 hours a day in water. They're born and give birth in water. And hippos even fall asleep underwater. They have a reflex similar to whales that lets them surface, take a breath, and sink back down without waking up once. The river horse literally leaves half its personality in the water, yet somehow can't swim. It's almost like they do it out of spite. And that's because if hippos are one thing, it's a middle finger to the natural order. You ever go through a bulking phase at the gym where you wear baggy clothes to hide your true potential to the world? I've been doing it for years. If you didn't follow me on Instagram, you probably think I'm skinny. That's a hippo's entire flow, because they're actually walking tanks. For all their size, the hippo's subcutaneous fat layer is actually incredibly thin. Under that is thousands of pounds of disrespect in the form of pure rippling muscle.
Just
basically, hippos are all
built like
steroids.
Tank,
fat flows, but this plus-size water pig doesn't identify as fat. It identifies as an absolute unit. So while elephants can go freestyling in the ocean, a hippo would get airdropped to SpongeBob. So instead of actually swimming, hippos will instead walk underwater, and they'll push off the bottom when they want to surface. Some of you might argue that this is swimming stupid, and my response, words hurt, chill out. Put it this way, if I went to a pool and just walked along the pool floor, it'd be a stretch to call it swimming, more like struggling. But hippos don't struggle, and one of the reasons is because they have dense osteocleritic bones in their legs. So heavy that they might as well be wearing Timbs. They also have lighter bone material in their bone cavities, which gives them an almost neutral buoyancy in the water. They're so dense that they can just fly underwater without actually spending any extra energy keeping themselves
Makes sense.
there. But the lighter bones also means it isn't impossible for them to surface when they do need air. See what I mean when I say they finesse the system? They're so physically incapable of swimming that it actually makes them great swimmers. They fail successfully at swimming. And because they don't have to actively hold themselves down, this up to 4,000
That's the thing a hippo would do.
Just
to prove nature wrong.
Pretty much, hippos are to water what goats are to gravity.
Yep.
Which would be cute, but then you remember that means every video you've ever seen of a hippo chasing a boat was literally sprinting full send underwater.
Damn.
And yeah, that makes it worse. I can't tell you what color his pants are, but they just got a brown paint job. The fact that hippos actively gatekeep watering holes when they themselves can't actually swim is just another league of dickery. It takes the world's biggest temper tantrum to humble them. Moral of this video, Jesus walked on water, hippos walked under it out of spite. But that's gonna do it for this video.
True.
For more consistent content, be sure to
cute.
follow my Instagram and
Baby hippos are so cute, man.
Also, if you want to support me on Patreon and gain access to
Go
exclusive
support the
content,
homie, man.
not that kind of exclusive, this ain't OnlyFans. The link's also gonna be down below. Also, if you haven't heard, I have a new book coming out in July that is available for pre-order along with an audiobook on the off chance that you're not sick of hearing my voice by now. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one.
Come on. So cute. Hippos are so cute, man. But yeah, guys, another phenomenal video by Casual Geographic, man. As always, homie's the GOAT. I just gotta tell you, man, support over the last 2 weeks has been phenomenal on the channel. And I don't even know how to put into words how much I appreciate it and how much it doesn't go unnoticed. I see it. I try to respond as many comments as I can every day. And yeah, man, the views have been amazing. The subscribers, we passed 100 now, which is phenomenal. And yeah, man, I'm enjoying the heck out of it. Yeah, guys, that's all the soppy stuff out of the way. But before this video ends, I just gotta tell you, keep God first as always, man. Drink water. Go tell your parents you love them. Alright? If you're here, you know what to do, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. My name is Gonzii, and see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.
I've been through this, been through that, reminiscing on my past. I found bliss in the way that I carry on my back. Let my soul sing my song. It goes, ooh, na 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 na.